All right, let's just jump right into this, because when we talk about international migration, everything has changed. I mean, fundamentally. As if 2026, the old rulebook, well, it's been completely tossed out. And what's replaced it is a system that's way more complex and, honestly, a lot more unpredictable.
I mean, just think about this for a second. What if you went through months, maybe even years of all that paperwork, all that waiting, you finally get that approved visa in your hand, but it's still not a guarantee you can even get on a plane? Well, that uncertainty, that's the new reality. And that's exactly what we're going to break down here.
You know, it really wasn't that long ago that the system was, well, pretty predictable. There were rules, right? You followed them, and you kind of knew what was going to happen. But today, we're living in a totally different world. Analysts are calling it the fortress model. And what that means is unpredictable, super securitized borders where the rules can literally change overnight. So how do you get inside this new fortress? Well, the first wall you're going to hit isn't made of bricks and mortar. Nope, it's made of money. Cash has become the #1 gatekeeper for getting into the world's biggest economies. Yeah, just look at that number, $100,000. That's the new consular fee for a single H-1B skilled worker petition in the US. A figure like that doesn't just change things, it completely flips the entire script on how companies hire talent from around the world.
And here's where it gets really interesting, because that fee changes everything about who even gets a shot. The old random lottery system, it's gone. Now it's all about how much you make. If you're an entry-level applicant, you've got about a 15% chance. But if you're an expert, a specialist, your odds jump to over 60%. It's a system built from the ground up to favor the highest earners. Simple as that.
And this chart, wow, it just lays out the real-world impact so clearly. Look at that drop. The share of these visas going to people early in their careers has been almost cut in half, from 27% down to just 14%. So if you're a recent grad, someone just starting out, for a lot of them, that door has just been slammed shut. Okay, let's keep going. We're moving to the next layer of the fortress here. Let's say you somehow get past that money wall. Well, now you've got to face the code wall. We're talking about artificial intelligence. It's now totally woven into the immigration system, and it's playing this wild double role. It's a powerful gatekeeper, but it's also, weirdly enough, a key tool for getting through. And this is where you really see how AI is a double-edged sword. On one side, you have governments using it for enforcement, running massive background checks, tracking people with Immigration OS, using face recognition. But on the other side, you have legal aid groups using the exact same kind of tech to fight back, automating all the insane paperwork just to try and navigate the system. And this, right here, leads to a huge paradox. Just look at this. A whopping 80% of H-1B requests from big tech companies are for AI-related jobs. So get this, the very technology that's being used to build and police this digital border is the #1 reason these companies are so desperate to hire talented people from all over the world. It's a wild feedback loop. And this quote from the Global Migration Trends 2026 report, man, it just nails it. It says, "The primary barrier to entry is no longer the physical border, but the digital and financial gate." I mean, that's the whole story, right? The fight to get in has moved from a line drawn in the sand to a firewall on the cloud and a really big bank transfer. Okay, so let's imagine you've cleared the money wall. You've passed the algorithmic checks. You're in, right? You're good to go. Well, not so fast. The final wall of this fortress might actually be the scariest of all. It's the wall of just pure uncertainty. At the heart of this is a new power that governments have, and it's called the visa break. Think of it like a giant emergency stop button. It lets a government instantly pause all arrivals for an entire nationality or an entire visa type. And I mean instantly, with no warning, even if you have an approved visa in your hand. And this isn't some what-if scenario. It's really happening. The UK already used this to automatically refuse skilled worker and student applicants from a bunch of countries. Australia did something similar, hitting pause on travel for Iranian visa holders back in March 2026. The bottom line here is crystal clear. A visa isn't a guarantee anymore. It's a privilege, and one that can be taken away in a heartbeat. Now, you can't just build these massive new walls without shaking the foundations of the economy, right? And that's exactly what's happening. These fortress policies are sending out huge, and often pretty unintended, economic shockwaves. I mean, just take a look at the data for the US. For decades, it's had high positive net migration, more people coming in than leaving. But the latest estimates, they suggest that number could drop to near zero or even go negative. That is a demographic cliff. We haven't seen anything like this in 50 years. And the economic fallout from this it's complicated. It's definitely a double-edged sword. On one hand, you have slowing population growth, which is actually helping to cool off some of those crazy housing markets. But on the other hand, it's creating these massive labor shortages in places like construction and hospitality, industries that really depend on the exact people who are now being kept out.
And it's really important to get that this isn't just a US thing. This is a global trend. I mean, even Canada, which has been known for being so open, is making a major pivot. They're putting a cap on temporary residents, they're tightening asylum rules, all under this new idea of sustainable immigration. The Fortress model, it's going global.
So all of this leaves us with one big central question. In this new world of digital walls and financial gates, what exactly is global talent? Is it a valuable currency that you need for innovation and growth? Or is it a threat that needs to be managed, controlled, and sometimes just shut out? The way countries answer that question, well, that's going to define who wins and who loses over the next decade.